interview claiming that Caitlin Clark is ruining what used to make the WNBA great. Wait for this.
Empty stands?
Tom, let me just...
Go ahead, I'm so mad.
WNBA games used to be a chill, quiet place. You could bring your laptop and relax, maybe even get a little work done. But now, it's like there's a large gathering of people watching us from the stands. Some of them are yelling crazy shit about what they're seeing, putting unfair pressure on us to score like we're there for their entertainment. And that's pretty gross.
Brittney Griner just got verbally dunked on, and not on the court. Patrick Bet-David's co-host, Vincent Oshana, came through like prime Michael Jordan, slamming back with a fiery response to Griner's racially charged comment about Caitlin Clark. The takedown was so sharp, it's spreading online like a buzzer-beater highlight. The WNBA's reaction? It's looking like it just fouled out of common sense. Hypocrisy exposed? Check. Second thoughts on that trade? Definitely. If. Griner's the franchise. Maybe we should have kept the Merchant of Death benched.
I mean, and Adam, I know, Adam, you definitely have something to say, and I know Adam, I'm going to piggyback off of Adam because Adam's been saying this for a while, that this is why the WNBA is never, ever, ever going to work and never make money. And this is exactly what Caitlin Clark gets for bending the knee. Do you guys remember when she said, when we lost all respect for her, when she said, I want to say I've earned every single thing, but as a white person, there is privilege. And the more we can elevate black women, this is going to be a beautiful thing. That's when it was all over. And Angel Reese and Brittney Griner, they walk around like the league owes them something. Even Ryan Clark's attitude as if, bro, where's the victimhood? These are freaking millionaires. Like, what?
Let's be real. This league isn't just unprofessional, it's a full-blown disaster. And not the, oops, we missed a travel call kind. We're talking locker room in flames, someone just lit the rule book on fire kind of chaos. This is supposed to be professional women's basketball, not a Real Housewives episode with elbow throws and drama as the main event.
Brittney Griner calls. I was not going to comment on any of this stuff until this took place. Watch what she says. The entire internet has reacted to this. Here's Brittney Griner. They're playing against the Indiana Fever, and look what she's saying. Go ahead, Rob.
For the ticky-tack fouls that we were talking about earlier today.
That pretty much sounds like trash effing white girl.
You tune in expecting layups, leadership, and real competition. What you get instead is shade, slurs, and WWE-level drama, all served with a dose of media gaslighting. Let's be honest, no one buys courtside seats to watch the game spiral into a personal vendetta showcase. No fan shows up to the All-Star game thinking, can't wait for a racially charged comment and a flagrant elbow to the throat. Yet here we are, Caitlin Clark, America's basketball darling, getting targeted like it's open season. Why? Because she's talented, and let's not ignore it, because she's white.
I don't know for sure what was going on with what cameras caught Brittney Griner saying on the bench after she had fouled out against Caitlin Clark's Fever in Atlanta. I waited to comment on this until the WNBA was able to investigate it. I wanted them to issue a statement about it, but we have heard nothing from the WNBA, absolutely nothing. And Brittney Griner has not commented, which
But sure, let's keep pretending this is just about competition and a little rookie hazing, right? Meanwhile, the league's leadership is courtside with popcorn in hand, grinning like it's all great for ratings. Spoiler alert? It's not. This isn't growing the game. It's tossing it into a burning dumpster and calling it a heat check.
Well, we're going to talk about Brittney Griner. That's right, the WNBA's woke trifecta. She's black. She's a woman, ? And she is lesbian. My goodness. That is the leftist propaganda machine that actually happens to play basketball, the WNBA. That is their wet dream of a player. By the way, the whole league is ate up with that.
Let's talk about the refs, the ones who are supposed to be the adults in the room, armed with whistles and authority. But at this point, you'd find more consistency in a toddler's crayon drawing. One player breathes too hard and it's a technical. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark gets launched into the third row, and the refs? They're apparently busy updating their Spotify playlists. Oh, was that a foul? Sorry, I was listening to Beyoncé. The officiating standard is so broken, it feels like refs are flipping coins. Heads, we call the foul. Tails, she gets body slammed. We need referees who know the game, not ones who treat each whistle like they're guessing bingo numbers. Fair. Officiating isn't a luxury. It's the bare minimum. Without it, what are we even watching? A highlight reel or a hate crime? And here's where the league itself deserves a flagrant foul. Clean house. Get rid of the racial agitators, the bullies in sneakers, and the bench warmers acting like they're in a Tarantino flick. Fire the coaches whose silence condones this mess. Drop the execs who mistake chaos for marketing. You don't build a league by turning it into a circus. You build it by creating a sanctuary for talent, discipline, and real professionalism.
Has happened to her in the last 2 years since graduating college is that she has been abused repeatedly. We have shown you videos, just getting elbowed, getting crushed, inbound passes where they ram into her, just absolutely abused, and there clearly is a racial element to it. Here is Brittney Griner elbowing Caitlin Clark in a crazy way and then calling her a trash white girl.
Fouled out, had 6, and it was the ticky-tack fouls, and again, Caitlin Clark doing a little bit of an acting job. Not sure if that was actually a foul, but again, that's for the ticky-tack fouls that we were talking about earlier today.
All right, so she wants to be seen. She knows the cameras are on her. Trash white girl. She wants to be seen saying.
Because here's the truth. There are women out there grinding every single day, perfecting their craft, pouring everything into this game. They train relentlessly, study film, lead by example, and carry themselves like true professionals. And what's their reward? Sharing the court with players who treat the game like a personal Twitter feud. The real pros, the ones who earned their spot, are being overshadowed by headline-chasing brawlers who think throwing shade is part of the playbook. This isn't middle school gym class, this is the WNBA, or at least it was supposed to be. But with every cheap shot and every media-ignored slur, the league loses something: credibility, respect, and fans. Let's be clear. It's not Caitlin Clark dragging down the league. It's the league tripping over its own shoelaces, face-planting on national television and blaming the rookie for its own failure to gain traction. And don't fall for the growing pains excuse. Growth doesn't come from letting dysfunction run wild. It comes from setting standards, demanding excellence, and making one thing absolutely clear. Racism, bullying, and cheap shots have no place in this game. Period. End of quarter. Now imagine a young girl tuning into the WNBA for the first time, dreaming of playing there one day. Instead of being inspired, she sees veterans ganging up on a rookie, refs shrugging off blatant fouls, and announcers spinning violence as passion. That's not passion, that's poison. And if the league doesn't wake up soon, it won't just lose games, it'll lose its future.
Jamel Hill used to work with her at ESPN. I believe Jamel said Griner actually said fucking whack call, and that could be the case. I'm not a lip reader. But it sure looks to me like the last word is girl, not call. Tell me I'm wrong. So Griner didn't commit her sixth foul.
And the league? They're drinking it down like it's Gatorade. Meanwhile, Caitlin Clark is out here taking elbows like she's in the UFC, and the league's response? Silence. Crickets. Maybe a vague, passive-aggressive press release 3 days. Later that says absolutely nothing. The message is loud and clear. If you're not part of the mean girl clique, you're on your own. And let's not kid ourselves. The hypocrisy is nuclear. If the roles were reversed, if Caitlin Clark had said anything even slightly controversial about someone like Brittney Griner or made a dangerous play, CNN would have set up shop outside her house. ESPN would run a week-long outrage panel. She'd be canceled, sent to sensitivity training, and the league would be reading pre-written apologies like hostages. But Griner? She throws a slur and a shoulder check, and suddenly it's just competitive fire. Get out of here with that. You can't preach empowerment while protecting bullies. You can't scream for equality and then turn a blind eye to racial slurs, just because they're aimed in the other direction. That's not empowerment. That's cowardice in a jersey. And to the fans who say, well, it's just part of the game, let me ask you, what game? If the game now includes race baiting, hate, and league-sanctioned cheap shots, then maybe we don't need a new rule book. Maybe we need a whole new league.